It's working. There it goes. Hello everyone, sorry for the delay there, we had some technical issues, but we will be moving forward with Tuesdays at 2 here. Today we are going to be going through the InnoCare software, just on how it works and some of the functionalities. Before we do get into that, I will be just quickly telling you guys about the webinar that we have coming up on the 26th of April. So if direct billing is something you've been thinking about for your clinic, or you're already doing it so far, I'll also show you how you can do direct billing through our software and how it works and how easy it is for you and how it can make your clinic more efficient. So we do encourage you to sign up for the webinar. We have Jason D, which is our product director, and also Lauren, which will be going through this webinar with you. And just giving you some great helpful info and tips that will help the efforts of your clinic and how your direct billing can definitely benefit what you guys are doing there at your clinics and in your practices. So we do encourage you to just go to innocare.ca and just go to the resources page and register for the webinar. There'll be a lot of useful tips that you'll be able to use, and we'll definitely be able to help you on a day-to-day. All right, so I'll jump right into the demonstration here. As you can see, this is our InnoCare software. It's a soft, light download. A lot of other softwares out there are either web-based, or you're looking at a large download for your PC or computer that you'd have to use. But with this, it's just a light download. You just have a little widget on your desktop there. You can sign right in. Double-click sign right in, and then you would be good to go. So when you first sign in, first thing you're going to be seeing is your schedule. Here I've kind of left it blank so we can show you how we make things available from unavailable. We can also input rooms, so depending on what you guys do on a day-to-day, there's a lot of different functionalities that will help you through the software here. So what we'll do is I'll make a part of the schedule available. As you can see, the grayed out areas, if I bring your attention to that, that's just areas of the schedule that are not available. But as you can see, all I'd have to do is just click and drag and highlight that area, and then I can just right click and modify the availability. This brings me to the availability window here, where I'm able to set this availability for not just that particular room or practitioner, but also for the entire clinic and organization as well. So for clinics with multiple locations, this is great because maybe you have a central hub for your administration. You guys can set up the schedule as you need to for everyone across the board. As well, you can also adjust the times as well if you need to between here. And you also have different labels and colors that you can put in the background of that schedule. So if you guys want to keep a uniform, like maybe color coding, that kind of helps everyone, this is a great way to do that. So we'll go with like maybe assessments or even available. Either way, you can make it available or unavailable. And then we have our online booking aspect, which is Pencil that. I'll tell you a little bit more on that as well. Here you can put a description in the calendar. So I'll just put a memo for now, but you can put pretty much anything in there. And use description in calendar as an example, which will hold that in that spot for you. You can also have activate the repeat function. This function will give you the ability to go right in and you can preset this for on a weekly basis, monthly basis, even for the year. You can have no end date if you just want it to continue and so on and so forth. So it's very quick and easy for you to do that. So if I go back to daily here, and then you just hit OK. So as you can see, I've made that part of the schedule available there. If I were to go tomorrow, it's also available. So it presets it along for me wherever I want it to be. Here, what I'll do now is just book someone in. Quick and easy to do, because a lot of the functionalities you'll be able to do on the software is just directly from the schedule itself. So you can find a time slot here, right click and hit create. Once you do that, you'll have the this is your create appointment window. So very straightforward. You can put a memo in the memo field here. So as a front desk staff or admin, you can communicate something to the physician in the back, or if they're using the computer in another room, you can easily access that information right here and then. So once you do that, all you're gonna have to do is just make sure everything is correct. So you have your location, treatment plan. You can create a brand new one if you need to. You also have your who it's going to be with. So if it's within a room or if it's going to be with another practitioner, you can not only set it with the room and also practitioner just by hitting this drop down and then choosing from a list of your practitioners here, as you can see. And then you also have the recent client list as well, open right here. So you can choose from a client that you previously saw. And you can also label that appointment as well, just like you did for the schedule. Very quick and easy for you to do. You can label it assessments, treatment, whatever it might be. If this makes it easier for you in the clinic there, the system can definitely accommodate that for you. So we'll go with assessment for now. And then you have a list of all your appointment types would be right here. So you can choose whichever one that applies and just hit OK. It will automatically fix the price. If it's not there, you can add it in. That's no problem. And then you can also adjust the time as well right here, but you can preset it where it's the allotted time that is available for this appointment. All right, you have reoccurring appointments as well, so you can easily go in and also have reoccurring appointments. So this could be for if a patient's coming in every week for the rest of the month. That's quick and easy for you to do right here. You can assign tasks to a patient's file along with any procedure modifier codes. This might do more with like your MVA billing, third-party billing, and such, and even if you have products that you sell as well in the clinic. All right, here you can also search for a current client that you have on your client list, but you can also create a brand new client as well if you need to. So think about it. If you have a patient coming in, you can just right-click, hit create, and then just go create a new client. Quickly go in and do that yourself, no problem. But for now, what we'll do is we'll just choose a current client that we have in the list here. Choose an appointment type. We can put a price on that as well. You can even assign it to another room, as I mentioned, or even another practitioner. So if they'll be seeing another practitioner at the same time, you can also assign them to that appointment, and then label that appointment if you need to. All right, so you just have to hit accept. You can also overbook as well if you need to. So if there's two appointments at the same time, you can quickly do that. Just hit overbook and we'll book them in. So as you can see, we have them booked into the rooms along with the practitioner. So depending on what that patient's going to be doing for that appointment, you can easily do that there. Bring your attention to the appointment here. You can not only move the appointment around, as you can see there, but you can also you also see here the greater or less than signs means that this patient doesn't have any future appointments, as well as the M, which means that there's a memo on this file that I left earlier, and AX, if you see in that little bubble there, shows that this is an assessment. So you have an initial for each appointment type that can be assigned once you assign it to an appointment. So we can hit this light bulb here. This gives you a lot of information on the appointment and what's going to happen, who they're going to see, what their funding streams are, even if they have a balance, as you can see here. The memo that I left on file, you'll see it here, and it will timestamp everything for you as well. Show a created date, last modified date. And then you also have the options at the top here for print cards. You can print the person's first and last name for files if you need to. Also confirmation statuses. So you can assign a status to an appointment type, so if this person is running late or if they were a no-show. And the great thing about this is all of these are reportable. So that's the big plus about it. It's reportable. You can go back in and see what the temperature of the clinic is on a day-to-day as well, or on a monthly or weekly basis. You also have the e-confirmation button, so you can book someone in, and then let's say you book them in over the phone. You can let them know, hey, we're going to send you a confirmation about a day or two before the appointment, and then once they hit confirm, you'd receive an email into the clinic stating that this person is confirmed. Once they do confirm as well, you'd receive a confirmation icon on that appointment. Here at the let me do that. Actually, I'll put it on for you, so as you can see there. And then you can also reach these features just by right-clicking. You don't have to always click on the light bulb. Some people find that a little bit difficult, so just find the appointment, right-click, and it brings it up for you here. You can charge the appointment here, charge for a product separately, edit the appointment, delete, or even attach files directly to it. You have the view client folder option as well, and editing the treatment plan. Also, you have a modify availability, so you can click on that. You can modify the availability for that appointment slot as well if you need to. And also the clinic availability as well, so you can kind of change that if you need to. Maybe at that time you don't want someone booking into the same spot, you can easily do that there. So what we'll do is we'll charge this client. So let's say you charge the client, you just have to right click and hit charge. It shows what they're coming in for. Any third-party info would be right here. So as this ties into where TELUS comes into play, which we're going to be covering in the webinar on 26. This is kind of, you can pull up an insurer, just put it right onto the file that you're charging them for. So you can right click and hit add. Pulls up the insurer that they would have on file if it's not already there. If they have multiple, you can add whichever one that applies, as you can see there. And then you just have to hit OK. Once you do that, you'll see it appear right there. Then once you hit OK, you'll see a gold coin appear on that appointment type. So the very neat feature again is once you charge this client, you can produce the receipt right away. So you just have to right click and hit post payments. To post this payment, shows you the charges. So as you can see, it already accounted for the amount that the insurer will be covering, which was $40 that I put in. And then the remainder, which is $10, which will be covered by the client. Here you have the payment types, of course. Shows the appointment type of what they will be paying for. You can put a description into the receipt as well if you need to. But a very neat feature is that you can send this directly to their email, as you can see there. So you can choose an email, send it to them if they have one on file, or print it off and just provide it to them there and then. Once you do that, this will bring up the receipt feature here. Here, as you can see, you have your clinic information right here, along with along with your clinic logo, all the information having to do with that appointment, the amount that was deducted by the insurer, and how much would be covered by the client, and just all the information they would need necessarily. And also a very neat feature as well, you can save that directly to your device for them or print it off if you need to. But the system does have all the receipts that you produce for a client stored under their file. So you never have to worry about losing that. Once you've done that, that gold coin turns blue. That means that everything has been rectified. They don't have a balance. They paid for that appointment. What I'll do next, I'll go to the client tab. To do that, you can not only click on this light bulb and just click on the client folder here, but you can also right click as well, as I mentioned, and just go right to the client folder, and I can go specifically to that client's folder, as you can see there. Let me open a recent client here, another client. Let's go into a random client there we go. As you can see, we're in the client's records now. So this is their basic information, contact information, all of that. To issue, let's say, we also have the penciled ad option. So what this does is that you're able to not only send and have the patient book directly online if they need to, but also you just have to quickly send that directly by clicking this button right here. So this sends an evite to them directly, and then they're able to go into pencil ad. Sign up with their own email and password, and they would get a login to create one right here. They would just log in, and then they would be able to go in and see, okay, I wanted to book into the McLean Clinic today. They click on that, they go find the clinic they want to go to. After they've selected their appointment type, it will search the system for the open slots that I've made available for online booking. And then you choose your practitioner. So as you can see, it shows in Roy Woods. There's some availability for March 29th at 10 a.m., 12 noon. So let's say we book that 12 noon spot. Let me kind of do a half and half here just to kind of show you quickly what that looks like. So I'll go back to the appointment book here, and we'll go to the 29th. As you can see, Roy has some spots available. There's one available at 12. We'll select. We'll go to the pencil that option. And then as you can see here, I'll go back here. I just have to quickly scroll through, find the slot I'm looking for, hit OK, and then book now, and it automatically books me in right away. And then they can also refer to this page if they forget their appointment and say, okay, I have an appointment on the 29th at 12:30 at GTA Physio. So let me make sure I can make that appointment. So it's very quick and easy for you to do, for them to kind of implement that into, and the way technology is going, everyone wants to kind of do things more efficiently and faster. So this kind of helps you with that and doesn't put a lot of pressure on like your admins or even your practitioners. Makes it very easy for them to book. And the great thing about that is you'll be able to know which patients coming in. You can get in contact with them if you need to rebook or anything like that. I think this really does reduce the no-shows that you might have at the clinic as well. Here we have the records tab in the clients folder along with the billing and documents. If I go to records, at the bottom here you'll find their treatment plan. So if you right click, you can for any kind of third-party let's say forms that you might need, you can print them off directly here. So this is where TELUS comes into play again, because you also have your list of all the files that or forms that you're able to print off, as you can see there. So you have Blue Cross, Sun Life, Green Shield, Johnson Claim, Manulife, Sun Life, and all the insurers that you'll be able to pull those forms if you need to, or claim forms. You also have their treatment plan history here. So if they're seeing multiple practitioners, you'd be able to see all the practitioners that they're currently seeing, and also what that status is. So if it's still open, if they've been discharged from that, and even if they were referred. The system also keeps track of your referrals that you have coming in as well, which I'll show you in a second. There's also the billing tab, which shows you all their insurance info, as you can see here, with their policy number, insurer ID, claim number, expiry. So this is great if a client comes in and they just wanted to find out how much they have remaining under their claim. You can tell them right away just by going into their client folder and going to billing, and even the appointments that they've racked up as well. If I go back to the records tab, you have appointments, where you can see all the statuses for all appointments that they've come in for. You can not only see that, but you can also see future appointments as well. So if they have any future appointments coming up, you'll be able to see it right here. And you can highlight this information and print it if you need to. So if they need a print off of their future appointments, that's quick and easy for you to do it through here. Procedure modifier codes, this would be for third party as well, as I mentioned. So we'll be able to integrate that for you. So like your HCI billing for Ontario and such. There's also your payer tab, which shows the insurer's information, point of care forms, and also a notes section. So point of care forms, you can create forms as close as possible to what you already have. So like maybe some form of intake note or anything like that that you have for each patient. And you can pull this up on any client's file. So you can just right click and hit add, and you can just choose your list here, bring it over, hit OK, and it will populate that for you. And then notes, you can just add them in as you go if you need to. All right, the next, and in the documents tab, actually, here's where you'll be able to add any kind of document directly from your device, or even if you wanted to add it from, even if you wanted to scan it in. So if you have a scanner, you want to get rid of all those files that you have in those file cabinets that are probably behind you right now. You can quickly do that right here. Just right click, add it from your computer, or scan it in if it's in a physical form. You have your payer tab at the top, which will bring you to your open payer account. So this is a report that you can run for third-party info. So like, let's say your TELUS claims, for example, you can narrow it down to any charge type, receipts, payment, anything specific. Also narrow it down to a specific date and time, of course. We'll do all dates for now. And then you can also check the status. So for those claims that you have processing through TELUS right now, for example, you can go here. Maybe you wanted to see all the approved claims, all the declined claims, partially paid but not approved as yet, or not paid, not invoiced. So there's a lot of different options. Even overpaid is one for you as well. So when TD updates it from there, and you're easily for you to go in and check the status on that. So you just hit go once you've set those parameters, and you'll be able to see the report right here. So as you can see, you'll have the statuses right beside. You'll have some are approved, but it will tell you if it's unpaid. So until you've posted the payment for a claim like this, for example, so let's say you post that transfer payment, Until you've done this, it will show up as approved and it will tell you what the status of that is. At that time, you just hit OK, and then you can just knock it off your list. So it's a great, easy way to have everything centralized for the clinic and the admin staff. You also have, this is where you would add your admin information for your payers. So like you'd set them up in the background of the software. You just hit that plus sign and enter the necessary information you need to. Then you have your managements tab. Here at the top you have clients, so you can run a report on that. So any clients, you can check their birthdays if you need to. Also, you have one that you can run for appointments as well. This is where you can run one on the statuses, so like no books, no shows, cancellations, confirmed appointments. You can run a report there and see what's the status on the clinic. Maybe you've noticed a spike in like no shows, so you can quickly run a report and see how many people exactly, maybe even get in contact with them and see, hey, you've canceled quite a few times. Did you want to find a time that works best for you? So it's a great way to check the temperature of the clinic and make sure that you're able to treat as many people as you need to, helping them and helping you. It's a great feeling when you're helping so many people at the same time when you can. And the statuses are all here for each appointment as well, as you can see there. So you can always make sure that you've definitely charged the clients that you need to. There's also another window here, which is balances. This helps you keep track of any ongoing balance that you might have in the clinic. So if there's a client or anything like that, there will be you will be able to see that directly right here. So as you can see, this client has $60 owing. It'll show if it's over 30 days, 60 days, or 90 days. Narrow it down to any funding stream that you need to. And another great feature is you can create a collections letter directly from here. So you can not only, let's say you're calling a client and you needed to clear up some balances, you can go through their balance details with them, as you can see there, and tell them exactly what payments you're looking at. You can view the AR details, so anything like third party, the status on that would be showing up here as well. So if it's incomplete, you would see that right then and there, and anything going through third party, of course. And then the collections letter, it's the same function. You just right click and create a notice of outstanding accounts. So here you have the current date. It sets a due date for you of 2 weeks. You just have to hit print. You can create a first notice, final notice, first notice, second notice, and also a final notice as well if you need to for this client. It's a nicely worded letter, has your clinic information and contact logo and all of that right there and there. It's very quick and easy for you to do that there. So if I close that, next one we'll go to is financial. Is the same window as the third-party claims, so you can check them all here. It's the same functions, but you also have a referral window. So this is good if you do a lot of marketing referrals, or even if you do physician referrals. This will help you keep track of them and see how everything is going for you as far as those referrals go. So if that's as you can see at the bottom, it will tell you the number of treatment plans you received through that referral, the total revenue you've received through those as well. And it's a great way to kind of make sure, see how the referrals that you're working with, or the physicians and marketing referrals you're working with, are doing for you in the clinic. Bring your attention to the reports here at the end. So this is great because it'll help you keep track of your AR. It keeps track of all the physicians' bookings, as far as how many clients they've charged for appointments, how many clients they've seen, total charges. So if you need to do like compensation or anything like that, any kind of reporting like that, the system can pull that for you. So you can do provider payments, provider charges, provider charge by client, length of stay. So you can narrow it down to pretty much anything. That's the great flexibility our software has. It gives you the ability to pull the information that you would need from, even if it's from the client population to the numbers, the billing, the AR, all of that. The system allows you to do it through the system here. And then you just hit go. Same thing here. You'll see the between which dates. You can do specific providers, but you can do all providers if you need to, and then just cycle through, and it will tell you all the appointments they've had, what they've charged for each appointment. So it's a great way to kind of keep track of everything. The system helps you stay organized that way. And the great thing about that is you can save this report and convert it into a CSV file or Excel and upload that directly to QuickBooks, because I do know a lot of clinics use that currently. And that's a quick and easy way for you to upload that information if you need to do some form of accounting or anything like that. And I'll come to the end here at the end of day report. So this feature is great because it helps everyone from the front desk to doctor to the physicians in the clinic to stay organized, or the practitioners, I should say. You'll have incompleted mandatory fields. So any clients missing any information, you'd see it here. You can quickly right click on any one of them, go right into their patient file. You'll see that populate in the background there, as you can see. You can also go to clients with no future appointments. So if you look at this and you're like, hey, I know Greg needs to come back in for another treatment, he hasn't been in a while, you can give him a call directly from here. There's also an attendance summary. So this would have to do with that day. As you can see, the client that I charged earlier is right here. Shows what they came in for, how much they paid. If when they paid, how much you would see the status there, and also the status on that appointment as well. So it shows if they confirmed for that ahead of time as well. There's also a payment summary. So this would include anything third party that has gone out that day, or anything private as well. So it kind of accumulates all of that together. Then there's a financial summary, shows everything all together, all the charges all together, whether that be third party or a private payer. The great thing about that is it makes sure it keeps you in line, where you don't have to worry about, did I post that payment properly, or did I end up collecting that amount. So it's a quick and easy way for you to check that right here and then. And then once you hit done, you can save this report as well. So if you need to save it for someone to see it the next day, you can quickly save that and they can take a look at it if they need to. So yeah, that's pretty much it from all the functionalities you'll be able to do through the software. Everything else is more of a setup. So you'll be able to set up all your appointment types in windows like these. You also have your, you can set up your resources, which are your not only your referrals, but also your practitioners in the clinic. You have your general information here that you would have set up. So you can label the colors of the appointment book and even your appointment types. Workflow and tasks that you can set up depending on your clinic size. So you can assign tasks to your front desk, your practitioners, your PAs, anything like that. And then you have your point of care forms that you can create in the system from here. And then in the billing section, you have your payment types, which would get set up. And the great thing about our company is what we do is when we bring you on board, we provide training, all included in your subscription. So you're able to go in, set it up the way you need to get your clinic up and going. And then we kind of work with you if you have any issues or have any questions. We not only have the help tab here, which you can click on at any time, brings up the help tab, which has the user guide for the software, but you also have support readily available as well. So the support number here is right at the top. You can contact them anytime within business hours, and even after the fact, they're available on weekends via email. So it's a great way to kind of help you out if you have any issues. We treat this like a Google, I would say. You can type anything in and just look it up. So if you forgot how to do the billing, you can put that in, go right here. As you can see, it'll tell you how to do TELUS WSIB, your tax types, your products, set your price list, anything like that. You can quickly go in. And the great thing about that is it gives you step-by-step instructions. So as you can see there, it will go through. Some of it has screenshots of what you need to do. And you can quickly go in and kind of wrap up and see, maybe you made a mistake. You can quickly go and take a look and see where you made that mistake and correct it if you need to, or even if you've forgotten a step or a process, as you can see. And there's a lot of different FAQs as well. So if I were to go back to the main page here and scroll down, or go to even the user guide, there's a lot of information there that's handy. So yeah, so that's pretty much the software through and through. Don't forget to tune in on the 26th for our webinar. We'll be going through with Jason D and Lauren Bernard, which will be going through what you're able to do with TELUS. As I mentioned, our software gives you the availability to build directly through the TELUS. Make sure you tune in. It will be very helpful to you, not only just to, let's say, look at our software, but also see what TELUS can do for you in your clinic, and maybe what other ways can get running a little bit more efficient. So make sure you sign in. Go to innocare.ca and just go to the resources tab. You just have to click on let's see here. Just click on partners, go to resources. As you can see, resources will be right beside the number there. And then once you do that, you can scroll down, click register. We'll send you an email when you need to tune in, and it will be live and broadcast there on YouTube for you. So if you have any questions, make sure to comment in the comment section, and we'll be able to answer those right away for you as well. Okay. Once again, thank you for tuning in today, and have yourself a great day.